Okay, so welcome to my first video tutorial of how I made my GIF. I started out in Photoshop and I'm using a Wacom tablet, and I have a little pen here so I can do my drawing. This is the first image that I drew. It's just a basic drawing, and I sketched it all out. And from there, I used a pencil tip called a Stumpy pencil, and I have my settings set at my palette here is 30 by 30 inches at 300 dpi, and then I bump up. I use around 60 to go in there and to draw on it. So once I get my initial sketch, then I bump that down to like 50% opacity so I can see it. And I started by just tracing that out, and I have my layers over here, 1, 2, and 3. And then I remove the sketch, and I'm not going to use that at all. So then, after I have just like my template here, I went in and put in the just the brown coloring. And so then each layer, I just did straight ahead animation, which is, I didn't do a keyframe for it. I just started with the 1 and then slowly went down and then filled it up the eyes until they welled up. Over here, they were welling up pretty nicely, starting to drip down, and then I put this a blink there because I know that in that part I'm going to put the eyelids down so that will blink, and then just finish these up here as they go down. When I did the eyelids here, they're up here. I did those in a two-step process. I just traced just like I did before, but since it's going to be going over the earlier frames in the layers 1, 2, and 3, I did actually have to go in and add a layer and add a little bit of color, the white there. So I brushed in that white just right there so that they would cover what they're in front of. So then these are all my layers, and then the last one, I put that blue in there after I got down out of the frame. So here's everything all separated out. So after I had everything all separated out, I went into After Effects. And then this is what my After Effects looks like. I imported the Photoshop layers that come up here, and they all come down, all the same layers in Photoshop are right there, and I dragged them into my composition, which is down here. Everything has to be set up just like in Photoshop so that the eyelids are on the top layer, so that they're at the top, and they'll be covering the things below it. Everything else is below it. I put the drawings of just the eyes there, the templates. So the first thing I did was I went down and I just randomly put them down there. So the way that I do that is I start everything out with 0 opacity, and then I go over to how many frames. It's on 4 frames, go over 4 frames, and then put the opacity down to 0, and then I grab one of those 100%, 0%, and then go through and then copy that and then just move it over, paste it, move it over, and paste it until I have it all going all the way across on those 3. Then I change the color of the line to be brown so I can easily see what are the brown ones. I put those on like 3 frames per second, I think. It's going to start there, 1, 2, 3, and then just copy those 3 frames, and then just go up and paste, move over until I have them all lined up. When I got to the eighth frame where it said blink, then I made the blink come down by adding those opacities and took them away. I got that blue to come up. And there you go. And then I cut off my composition to see that's where I want it to stop and start over. So as soon as it goes, the eyes close, it's just like the first frame, and then it creates that loop. So after that, I went composition, add to render queue. As you can see, this is the one I did. And I didn't, usually it just set to like a QuickTime movie, but I didn't want a movie. I wanted to make a GIF that would repeat. So I saved it as a Photoshop sequence. Then it just has it there, and then I just put it up. That's what I had. So now if I go back to Photoshop, this was my original one with all my layers. I created a new file and imported it as a Photoshop sequence. And then so my movie was here all set up for me. I had to resize it. My initial size of was too big, so I went in and just resized it, the composition size. So image size, I just resized that to be a little smaller. And then I file, save for web. And I put it on a GIF. And then at the bottom here, it says looping options. You can have it just once, so I put it on forever. And then made it like that. So my desktop, I have it here, my GIF. And then open with Safari. And there it is. And that's how I made it. Thank you for watching. Tune in next time for my next GIF. Thank you.